Alright, look, it's very hard for me to keep up with ongoing manga. I got like 90 chapters into Dandadan and thoroughly enjoyed it, but I still fell off somehow. Reading is just not the same as watching for me. I don't know what's wrong with me, dog. Like, I want to catch up and keep reading and see what's going on. Where I left off was crazy. Who knows, maybe one day. But we got the anime coming out, so maybe I don't even have to. We'll see. And Science Saru is animating it. Oh my god, it's raps. This shit look beautiful. I hope niggas ride for this series the way they did for Chainsaw Man. I really want to see Dandadan blow up. But anyway, there are only 2 manga that I'm actively reading and I'm like for real caught up on right now. One Piece, of course, and also Division 89. D89 is an indie manga made by the homie CJ Champ, and it follows our 2 protagonists, Kyle and Autumn, like the season. Off rip, one of the coolest parts of this series is its power system, aka manifestations. Manifestations are absolutely fire to me because there's so much depth here. We get to like Nen levels of depth here with this power system, dog. I'm not caught up with what's happening in JJK right now, but manifestations definitely also rival cursed energy in terms of depth and pure potential. I know it sounds like I'm just boosting here, but there are multiple times in this series where manifestations are explained very thoroughly, and our protagonist Kyle is kind of in the same shoes as us, so as he learns more about the system, so do we. Similar to Nen, there are also 3 different categories of manifestation, but within those categories are even more like subgenres and whatnot. I guess also similar to Devil Fruits in that way too. The story follows Kyle, or Kai, a high school student that definitely has some weird Itadori ass mystery about his lineage and we aren't really sure what his like power is at all yet, but there's something there. There's very clearly something there. You found me? Whenever his back's against the wall or he's completely unconscious, the might of the Black Panther awakens in him, bruh. He's also heavy into fighting games, especially Guilty Gear, which is fire as of course. It's almost like he watches HelloNexus or something. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, damn, this must know game. But anyway, Autumn is federal as and she works for an organization known as CHSA's Division 89. You feel me? It's the title and whatnot of the series, like Division 89. Basically, her job is stopping bad people with manifestations, similar to a fire force, but like with more people involved. Her design is so goated, bruh, head to toe, dripped out in every fish she's been seen in, and the whole undead Frankenstein type beat she has going on definitely adds to the whole aesthetic. That's another thing too. There's a lot of mystery surrounding our main characters right now, and we're slowly getting bits and pieces of what this all means. But basically, Kai and Autumn meet under crazy circumstances, and she sees that this nigga has some insane power deep within it. This is like a super Spark Notes version of what happens in the beginning, but you can very clearly tell that we're definitely building to something. We're getting the time to meet a bunch of characters who are probably going to become very important to us very soon. Speaking of characters, Autumn is most definitely the standout at the beginning. Her manifestation, Cerise Puppeteer, fire as name. That name is so cold. Basically gives her glowy strings that have a wide range of uses and whatnot. Before Kai gets entangled with all the superpowered stuff, Autumn's really the one doing all the crazy cool shit. That is, until we meet the real go of this entire series, Johnny the God. He has a fire type manifestation, is a nigga, puffs on gas, and has locks. There was no way Johnny wasn't going to be the greatest character in this series in my eyes. He works for the same organization as Autumn, and he kind of serves as a bit of a mentor for Kyle. He's the one who conducts this whole training arc, which, by the way, that chapter has some of the prettiest art in this whole series, dog. This was beautiful. Speaking of the art, these segues are accidental as I promise these segues are not on purpose. But speaking of the art, this series' art style is so fire. Off the dome, it kind of reminds me of AOT, JJK, and Chainsaw Man in the way that it's more sketchy than like the average manga. I wish I had like a better vocabulary to describe this, because sketchy is like the most surface level way I feel like I can put what's, you feel me, happening in my brain, but it's sketchy in such a beautiful way. Like it's just beautiful. beautiful. This is beautiful. You're looking at it right now. It's fire. Also, D89 does a fire job at using its medium to its fullest potential. The way the paneling is done is so beautiful. Sometimes it's just small fun things like Johnny's smoke cloud being the speech bubble, and sometimes it's more involved things like Kyle fearing for his life being displayed with a pitch black void full of a messy array of thoughts. And the action is so the action is crazy. The paneling for the fight sequences are genuinely some of the craziest I have ever seen. And the setting. This series takes place in a city I'm quite familiar with.
FX presents Atlanta.
Cause it's like I live. Every time there's a panel overlooking this city, I literally look out my window and see the exact same buildings, dog. It's insane. There's a lot of fun Easter egg names for characters that are named after certain aspects of the city and things around it. You know those niggas that say Atlanta is basically a GTA server? Division 89 really takes that to a milli. The entire power system also came from a mysterious event that took place on New Year's that hit the entire city. Kind of like what happened with Static Shock. Oh yeah, also another standout character I almost forgot, Vermilion. She's one of the antagonists of the story, and her power is manipulation of blood on some Dead Man Wonderland type beat. Do you guys remember that series? I literally only watched the anime and it ended in a really weird spot, and I've always wanted to know what happens after that. I'm sure I googled it at some point, but I most certainly do not remember now. But anyway, yeah, Vermilion's a very quiet and calculated criminal from what we've seen so far, but she hasn't shown up a lot yet. But there have been some teases and whatnot to what, you feel me, Vermilion is all about. But yeah, Division 89 has definitely made me not only want to read more manga, but especially more indie If you have anything you think I should look at, definitely let me know. But until then, shout out Division 89.
I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down like, got this feeling that I won't come down like, got this feeling that I won't come down like. I can't feel my face right now, I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down like, got this feeling that I